A fake Biafran army commander Utaba has warned Commander General Yahoo to apologize to Ngozi Orabueze within 48 hours, or he will be eliminated. Utaba and his armed group have given Commander General Yahoo 48 hours to apologize to Biafra Deputy Prime Minister Ngozi Orabueze, or face exposure to enemy forces. However, a critic has questioned why Biafrans continue fighting among themselves rather than uniting against common adversaries. He argues that there is no country that the military command the government, emphasizing that leadership gives orders to the military, not the other way around. Meanwhile, militants in Rivers State are defending their governor, alleging interference and manipulation by external forces due to political interests in the upcoming 2027 elections. A group condemns attempts to destabilize Rivers State, warning against efforts to create a state of emergency or impeach the governor. The movement warns non-indigenes to consider leaving Rivers State as tensions rise over federal allocation issues. A former member publicly distances himself from IPOB and Biafra agitation, denying any ties to the movement. Some Biafran agitators claim that certain members are secretly working with the Nigerian government to eliminate IPOB members. In a dramatic and unsettling turn of events that has stirred considerable discussion online and among communities in the region, the fake Biafran army commander Utaba has issued a stern ultimatum to Commander General Yahoo. In a message that spread rapidly on social media and was featured on Magnetic JS television, the self-proclaimed military leader demanded that Commander General Yahoo apologize to Biafra Deputy Prime Minister Ngozi Orabueze within 48 hours. If the apology is not forthcoming, the warning is that Commander General Yahoo's camp will be exposed to enemy forces, an outcome that could lead to his elimination. This news has not only sparked controversy among supporters and critics alike, but has also revealed deep-seated divisions within the militant factions fighting under the banner of Biafra. I have followed the developments with both curiosity and concern, as the threat made by fake Biafran army commander Utaba underscores how internal conflicts can undermine even the most passionate movements. In his message, the fake commander stressed that there is no place in the world where the military leads the government, insisting instead that government authority must always be supreme over the armed forces. His admonition to Commander General Yahoo to retract his recent conduct and issue a public apology reflects a broader frustration with what he sees as the breakdown of discipline and unity among those who claim to fight for the Biafran cause. The message itself was delivered in a conversational tone that combined both warning and lament. The speaker on Magnetic JS television addressed his viewers in a personal manner, greeting them as friends from all over the world and expressing his dismay at what he described as the self-destructive nature of infighting among Biafran militants. He questioned why, in the face of real external threats, these groups continue to engage in disputes with one another. It is a rhetorical question that resonates with many who are tired of watching internal disagreements weaken their collective strength. The speaker's remarks suggest that the focus on personal grievances and power struggles is detracting from the more important task of uniting against common adversaries. Beyond the immediate threat to Commander General Yahoo, the news report also sheds light on the broader context of political and militant unrest in the region. In Rivers State, for instance, militant groups have mobilized to defend the governor, alleging that external forces are manipulating political events in anticipation of the upcoming 2027 general elections. These groups claim that interference by outside elements is aimed at destabilizing the state, and they have issued their own warnings against any attempts to impose a state of emergency or to initiate the impeachment of the governor. The rhetoric used in Rivers State is similarly charged with emotion and urgency, with some voices even advising non-indigenous residents to consider leaving the state if tensions continue to escalate. This parallel situation adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile political landscape. As I reflect on these incidents, it is clear that both the conflict between fake Biafran army commander Utaba and Commander General de Yahoo and the unrest in Rivers State reveal a pattern of internal division and external manipulation. In the case of the fake Biafran commanders, the issuance of an ultimatum based on personal and political grievances not only highlights a fractured chain of command, but also underscores the danger of allowing internal disputes to distract from the larger objective of collective resistance. The fake commander's insistence that the military should always be subordinate to the government raises critical questions about the legitimacy of leadership within these movements. It suggests that, in the absence of clear and unified authority, personal ambitions can quickly override the principles of disciplined governance, leaving the entire movement vulnerable to external exploitation. At the same time, the situation in Rivers State demonstrates that the internal struggles of militant groups are not isolated incidents, but part of a broader pattern of political maneuvering. Militants in Rivers State have become increasingly vocal in their support for the governor, expressing a deep-seated fear that any interference in their affairs could lead to disastrous consequences. They argue that the governor's leadership is essential for maintaining stability and progress in the state, and they warn that attempts to disrupt this stability could force the state into a crisis. In this environment, accusations of betrayal and secret collaborations with the Nigerian government have surfaced, further deepening mistrust among factions. Some members of the Biafran agitation have even claimed that certain agitators are working covertly with government forces to eliminate opponents within their ranks. Such allegations not only exacerbate the current tensions, but also hint at the possibility of deeper, more coordinated efforts to undermine the movement from within. Listening to the various voices and narratives coming out of these regions, I cannot help but feel a profound sense of sadness and apprehension. The passionate language and uncompromising tone used by fake Biafran army commander Utaba and his supporters reflect a deep-seated frustration with a system that seems to be failing its people. It is distressing to witness how personal vendettas and infighting have taken precedence over the collective interests of those who believe in a united and prosperous future. The fact that some former members are publicly distancing themselves from both the indigenous people of Biafra and the broader agitation suggests that there is a growing realization among some factions that the current course is unsustainable. This self-awareness, although too little and too late for some, might be the first step toward a much-needed reconciliation and realignment of priorities. The implications of these events are far-reaching. The threat issued by fake Biafran army commander Utaba is not merely a personal attack on Commander General de Yahoo. It is a symptom of a much larger problem that affects the entire Biafran movement.
Biafrans, this particular news going on right now in social media that the Madam Ngozi Orabueze has recruited some group of guys, and now those guys are threatening Gentle de Yahoo, saying that Gentle de Yahoo must surely apologize to Ngozi Orabueze within 24 or 48 hours. If not, that they will give the location of his camp to the enemy in Okigwe. That's exactly what those guys are saying, that they will invade the camp and buy Gentle de Yahoo. because Gentle the Yahoo is not supposed to talk to Ngozi Orabueze that way, that he has to apologize with immediate effect. Guys, when you listen to this voice notes now, you will hear it directly from the horse's mouth. Then the question is, what exactly is happening in Biafran land? Like, why are Biafrans fighting themselves? Why are we always so quick to fight ourselves?
Fellow Biafrans all over the world, I greet you and I bring you greetings from my location. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night to some of you. My attention, specifically, and the attention of the whole Biafrans worldwide, has been brought to the video made by Commander Gentle of Okibo region. I wish on behalf of the whole commanders in the whole of Biafra land and the whole Biafrans all over the world, wish to advise Commander Gentle. Commander Gentle, from hence you should understand that the military, there is no place in this planet Earth that the military commands the government. It is the commandment that dishes order to the military. I don't know if you have a military training, but the moment you retreat, you retrieve your steps. I demand an apology to the government of the United States of Biafra within the next 48 hours. Bam. If not, it's not a threat. You will fall to the enemy's camp. Oh, no. And I swear, and I can bet you, okay, Biafra will still come, with or without you. Okay. You are not the most rugged soldier in Biafra land. Okay. Okay. You never see us. You never see people. Hey. When they, brother, abroad home. Hey. We love you. We love you, my brother. Achom koku ato ogonogo. Atoro amara. Atoro ofeko ofe yisi n'afọ. Okay. Give wanza. Ọ dị ka iri juo n'afọ. Wee chere chi ga aka mgba. Okay. Mana nwa aka ifo. Mana detu en na agwa gị n'ụbọchị tata. Ibido ma ịwara gọọmenti aka. Ya bụ na aka ha na-efe idi, aka ha na-eji nri ịta anị ahụ. And they got no idea. Unless you repent, apologize to the United States of Biafra, not even to the Ngozi Orabueze, not to Simon Ekpa, not to Nnamdi, but to the whole Biafra, to 80 million Biafrans all over the world. 48 hours. I actually an apology. Open a threat. It's an advice. My next thing again, one you won't last long. Not from the government. I repeat, not from the government, but from the enemy's camp. Government you end up as a kidnapper, as a common criminal. And that gets it from there where I rest my case. To find Ozia, I remain Utaba Biafra. From my location. Thank you, Biafrans.
Utaba Biafra, well done. Okuna funa lekulu tungozo Orabueze. Okuna fugo never see where bido agwala mono. Nife Ngozi Orabueze na building na Biafra land. Azia now our
why the enemy, the real enemies are out there laughing and watching us. Why are we always destroying ourselves by ourselves? This is the question that the true Biafrans keep asking. So these are the militants from River State, Biafra land, that are speaking against the plans of Wike. You know, Wike is having problem with the governor of River State, and Wike collaboration with Tinubu sees the allocation that is coming to River State. So these militants came out right now to defend their governor. And you know the reason why Wike is doing all this thing with Tinubu in River State? They want River State votes. Wike rigged election during the 2023 general election, of which he gave the maximum vote from River State to Tinubu, and that's exactly what they want to make sure that it keeps coming, most especially this 2027 general election that is coming. So that's why they are doing all these things in Rivers State. That's to tell you that the black man in this Soji, according to Mazen and the Kalo, in this Soji Joronjo too much.
Statement by the Niger Delta Rescue Movement. We, the Niger Delta Rescue Movement, wish to express our deep concern regarding the recent development in Rivers State that threaten the smooth governance of our beloved state under the leadership of Governor Sinala Ifubara. It has come to our attention that certain individuals, self-proclaimed as lawmakers, have issued an unfounded 48 hours ultimatum to the governor to present 2025 state budget. This blatant attempt to destabilize the state is not only alarming but also a clear indication of a coordinated effort to incite chaos, potentially leading to call for a state of emergency and even impeachment. We call on President Bola Tinubu to intervene immediately and put a stop to the action of the FCT Minister, Yeso Wike, and his associates, who seem intent on dragging Rivers State into an avoidable crisis. The people of Rivers State desire stability, progress, and a conducive environment for governance. Furthermore, we must make it abundantly clear that the youth of Rivers State will not sit idly by while our state is drawn into tumult. If the federal allocation due to Rivers State are not released promptly, we will have no choice but to take it decisively action. Make it include hitting oil production. We can't generate money to the federation account and not have our own share. Our workers deserve their salary. Our government needs the necessary resources to carry out essential development projects. We urge all non-indigenous in Rivers State to consider their safety and leave the state promptly. As the situation may escalate, we cherish the safety of all residents and hope for a peaceful resolution to this crisis. Enough is enough. We stand united for the right and future of Rivers State. We demand respect for our leaders and a focus on the development of our region. In solidarity, Niger Delta Rescue Movement.
Chineke nekwe na-eme ebe a na anyị nọ na after opi o maka Chukwu kịta ka m furu ihe na-eme o maka Chineke n'ebe moto park gasịrị ebe a kidnappers a block gị ụzọ opi road ụzọ opi ego na-epinapụ ebe anyị nọ wee ya maka Chukwu ndị kidnappers n'ọrụ opi road dịsi ụzọ opi anaghị ekwu okwu ya Chineke nnukwu anyị na-eme ebe a pepụkarị moto kwụ ka nkụ Chineke.
Finally, Ikenga Uruagu distanced himself from Gentle the Yahoo, from IPOB, or anything that has to do with Biafran. He said that he is no longer one of them, and he doesn't believe in anything called Biafra again. You know, in one of the broadcasts, Gentle the Yahoo, Commander Gentle the Yahoo of the Biafra Liberation Army, alleged that Ikenga Uruagu is secretly working with Ngozi Orabueze, with the government of Nigeria, Ebubagu Security and other securities under government of Nigeria, and they are buying IPOB guys, or they are buying the Biafran agitators. But here in this video, Ikenga Uruagu distanced himself from all these things, saying that he has nothing to do with Ngozi Orabueze, he has nothing to do with Biafra or IPOB anymore in his life. Listen to him.
So, achọpụtara na a whole lot of people na-abịa pokum on X, that's on Twitter. Mkwu about IPOB, mkwu about Onya, for the same mkwu about Ikonso. Mekuzna so about Gentle. Na Gentle used to be Mwabe Ikonso. Hey, Gent. Obono we finish selling IPOB DOX. That's your business. and not was in IPOB. And I can work with members, Mona have friends. And if you ever has a friend, but I'm number Mona Hano, or anything they against the law, for Hannah. So Mona Haka boy, well today, Mona Haka walk well today. So, Obona Gema, Makanagena had the Honama, a Chosia Campotabia, we have Ezo. Go where Bono Namu Henine. I will not do it. Album somebody. A lot of people know that down DOH. They trusted me because I'm a confidant. They trusted me because I'm on what it takes to protect information. They trusted me because when we go to discussion with me, you will never hear it outside. And anything before God, been anywhere, or when the boss, any member, sing that leadership, but I say, he can Gambia Kaije Woman. Even put online to threaten Onyem Philo Basumiwe, they will call you to bring that video down. Makani were right to threaten anybody. So, even to a particular one about Makandana Sim Kuoma Dosh, Kuoma Konya one. Amara me Kuoku, Nobona major evidence. Omero Kunku today is a Mukeri evidence, my weapon. So, Achon Kunu Buliha and Wanubi, Makande. Amaho, a broad member of IPOB. A soros in me here Biafra. If one a mebo, if again a calibo the man. And the mother near Messi, Kafen Nacho Bundoshi. So long as Nanka Dendo, Omero Neoshi that will breathe in Igbo land. If I be one, nobody's paying me. Omero Nakumogo, Manama Mifenchia. Ifen Jemia Bokanibo Demma. Ifen Jemia Bokanibo Balamona Yulu. Ifen Jemia Kaimwe Bomwaegano. Ifen Jemia Bokodile Wunokuma. Ifen Jemia Bokodilo Yukuma Deronyan Tama. Another man near no Kachatamali Ifen. Another one man near and the above mistake. Another one man near no Abukamezbo Madi. Man Ifen Jemia because me focus and anima own obonasi no ni. Potan can in channel Boguanwa. And a buzo zotana, wezobute. Oboro ije na ziute, iazota na ebe ya tute. Izota ziute, kezebi gedina. Iye dina nenu, iga hangi nikuku. Onya kanjiwe gonu weshon. Oboro no obona potan. Ne kuokunto yesu edindi bumma. Ona onya IPOB. Mabona boy Biafran agitator. Abrom Biafran agitator. Abroquanum IPOB member. Ifembobo ezimoto nyibu. And ifembobo ikenguluago. So nde na bia delum puomaka DOS. Puomaka ESN. Mabia tobase ke we polomaka. Mbenno under the leadership of IPOB. When no under the dogs, now how happened them of make much about Nande kind because I am very close to him, so make much about him. Or when I get one with any evidence against him, you can bring it up. Man, at least in the man, they I talk to, they talk to me. Bo these dogs. Iti Juma Juju, Juju Basal Hake Yajum. O webe a day. Had the same command their people, Kaja Babu Mad. Maybe a day, no. Opposite one hand name menazo, I don't know. So, people should stop poking me. People should stop poking me. People should stop pushing me to gossip. Amaron kompotabia kolo ni ha borizo kumbaho na bia like is yama. Agwagumunu yama. Oburu no nweli fojo ha na emembe na eba. I will say it. Or anything yeme. So it have begun choice. And because Onya wasn't an IPOB member, a brom member of IPOB.
So, our brother Joe explained exactly what Trump and the president of Ukraine is, what is going on between Trump and the president of Ukraine. He said that this is exactly what may lead to World War III if care is not taken. Our brother Joe took out his time to narrate and explain these world political powers. Chill down and listen to him. At the end, you will hear and understand everything he said.
That Zelensky reportedly was in a private meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and Vice President J.D. Vance. And the discussion they had was about how America can come into some business partnership with Ukraine to extract some of the rare earth metals or rare earth elements that they have in their country. Rare earth is a very important element that you extract. You use it to make electronics equipment, use it to make batteries, use it to make glass, use it to make a lot of stuff. So many things. All these modern equipment you see today, even wind mills and stuff like that, you use rare earth. It's a very important mineral. And so America says, let us have a partnership with you so we can extract some of that. And that way, we can get paid for all the over 300 billion US dollars that was spent into your country for this war, that was sent by the United States of America under the Democrat Party, under President Biden. And not just that, that partnership will also serve as a security guarantee to your nation, because now we have an interest in Ukraine, and then it gives us the right to protect Ukraine. When you have something to lose, you've got something to do. America is being ruled right now or led right now by a businessman. The whole world knows about it. And he loves to make deals. And this was one of those opportunities for Ukraine to make a deal with America for continuing to protect Ukraine. And Zelensky, according to Marco Rubio, said to them, okay, that's fine, we're going to do this with you, but I have to run it by the Congress in our country, by the parliament. The parliament has to hear this and then make a decision on it. It's not just me alone who will make it. Let me just run it by them. But then Zelensky turns around and goes to the media and tells the world that he rejected the deal, that he was thinking, that his own thinking is that America is promising him that that partnership to extract the mineral from his country is a security guarantee, but that if it's such a security guarantee, why can't they have boots on ground? Because the agreement they are trying to make him sign does not say that American boots, he is just like interested in having America put boots on ground. So he wants the security guarantee that American soldiers must constantly be in Ukraine. Those boots must be on ground to be fighting. That is what makes a good deal for Zelensky. That's what he was saying in the media. And he was saying also, listen to this. He was saying also that they're trying to make them pay for the money that America sent or spent during the Ukraine or in the Ukraine war. That as far as Zelensky is concerned, that the agreement he had with Biden is that all that money is grant, not loan. That all that money, about 350 billion US dollars, was supposed to be spent as grant. You know what grant is? Almost like what you're spending through USAID, an NGO giving grant. And all this taxpayer money that Biden and his administration dumped in Ukraine, which the Trump admin has found out to be about 350 billion, Zelensky openly said that his agreement with that administration is that it will be a grant and not a loan, so that they don't need to pay back which is what Trump is trying to do, that you have to pay us back for the money. And Zelensky said, no, your predecessor gave us that money as just a grant, as Sarah in Nigeria, as a gift, 350 billion plus. That Ukraine doesn't have to pay back. That's why Zelensky refused to sign the deal. So Marco Rubio got angry and said, I'm listening to the news and hearing what this guy is saying, but that's not what happened in the meeting we had with him. He never ever brought that up. He only told us he was going to run it by the parliament or the Congress in his country. And now he's saying he rejected it and that we were being unfair to him. That's frustrating. And he said he was very angry with that, and that President Trump was frustrated by that. And that was why President Trump called him a dictator without elections, which was trending all over the media. And of course, CNN, which is owned by the same people who own Zelensky, came out against Trump and saying, why would he call Zelensky a dictator because he didn't have elections? After all, UK didn't have elections during World War II. And I was asking, how is it that the only reference you guys can make to support Ukraine not having elections in the so-called wartime is something that happened in World War II? Is this anywhere close to World War II, what is happening between Russia and Ukraine? As a matter of fact, Russia had elections during the same period that this war is going on, and even told Ukraine to go ahead and have elections. They refused to have elections because they have already turned Zelensky into something even worse than a dictator. That's why he came after the press. There is no free press in Ukraine. That's why they banned and banished all forms of political opposition in Ukraine. That's why they are conscripting their young men on the streets and throwing them to the war front to die. Every single time you go to Ukraine, most of their men are running out of the country. That's why he came after the Orthodox Church that has been the guys that everybody knows Ukraine for all these ages. This guy came after them and said they have ties to Russia, and he's closing them down. He's destroying them. He is messing with these guys. Orthodox churches in Ukraine.
Thank you, fans. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to us, Magnetic Disc TV, for we remain the best.
To call him dictator. And when he now heard that Trump called him dictator, Zelensky went public and said that President Donald J. Trump was living in the disinformation space created by Russia. Now, the question is, this is Zelensky, and this is the president of the United States of America. We know you are a president, but there are presidents and there are presidents. All nations are not equal. You only have to be a brainless daft not to recognize the fact that the United States of America is the greatest nation on earth. It is not boasting. It is reality. It is the truth. And without this nation today, Ukraine would have been overrun in just a few days by Russia. And not just without America, without even the magnanimity and the humanity of President Putin. Because he always thinks about the people. They would have overrun Ukraine in a matter of days. And you are having the temerity and the audacity to go out in the public and speak against President Trump. And you know why he did that? Because most people around the world do not know that Zelensky is not Zelensky. Zelensky is just a name. The whole idea of Zelensky is a man who represents, who embodies everything that colonial Europe has become today. He embodies globalism. It's like globalism and colonial Europe morphed into one person. So whatever it is that these guys want to say to Trump, who is against them and opposed to them, they always say it through Zelensky. The way they oppose Trump in Europe, they have found a way now so that the individual prime ministers don't have to say things to Trump anymore. They just use Zelensky to say whatever they have to say. Because to them, as far as they're concerned, Zelensky is an expendable.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.